The story of Rain and Blood begins on a rainy day in a mysterious town. A young girl encounters a white-haired stranger. Curious, she tries to start a conversation, perhaps because no travelers have visited this town once famous for its chilled liquor, for a long time. She speaks a lot, but the man pays a little attention, only asking her why the town had become so deserted overnight. This surprised the girl. She sensed that the man is no ordinary person. Out of kindness, she advised him to leave immediately, explaining that an unknown plague has ravaged the town, leaving no signs of life. Yet, the man remains indifferent. His gaze falls on the medicine in the girl's hand, which she had prepared for her ailing father, who is on the brink of death due to the plague. The man's persistent questioning piques her curiosity. In a hopeless situation, she wishes he had come to save them. But the man only shakes his head. He cannot even save himself. He turns to leave, but hesitates for a moment, then asks her where she obtained the medicine. When she invites him to her home to meet her father, he declines. When she invites him to her home to meet her father, he declines. However, upon learning that her family stayed in the town only because they lacked of money to live, he gave them enough wealth to last 3 lifetimes. As he departs, he tells the girl, "You haven't shed a single tear. Never shed one in the future either." Watching his retreating figure, she resolved to stay strong. Yet, before she can hold on to this hope, a chilling voice echoes behind her. How about blood? The man feels something's wrong and turns back immediately, but it's too late. A dozen strange humanoid figures have surrounded the girl. From their words, we learn that these figures are low-ranking ghost envoys of the organization. For more about the organization and the ghost envoys, please watch my previous video. These creatures recognize the man as well. He is Soul, the main character of the entire Phantom Blade and RainBlood series, once known as the Black Reader. Soul attempts to rescue the girl, but this trap was set up to torment him. Before his eyes, the girl is mercilessly slain. The Soul swiftly annihilates the ghost envoys. He cannot undo what happened. All he can do is take the medicine from her lifeless hands and deliver it to her father. From her father, he learns more about the town's tragic fate. About a month ago, a mysterious man arrived and rented out all the town's taverns. He ordered his crew to drive away all the guests. This man seems gravely injured and needed time to recover. At first, this caused no concern. However, soon after he left, he just stayed 10 days. The plague erupted, consuming the town. As Soul processes information, he suddenly sees the girl again. He had just witnessed her brutal death. This cannot be real. But before he can react, the girl rushes to her father's bedside and forcefully feeds him the medicine. The next moment, he explodes. Only then does Soul realize what happened. Someone from the organization had taken control of the girl's corpse to set a trap for him. Fortunately, he dodges the explosion and chases after the girl's body, leading him to a tavern. There, he finds a towering warrior waiting for him, Leidan, a friend of his. By the way, you can also see him in the Phantom Blade Zero's trailer. Leidan does not attack Soul. Instead, he talks about the past, recounting the events that led to Soul's departure from the organization and the very beginning of this saga. Soul was an orphan, raised by the organization's leader Mu Tianmiao, alongside another boy, Zuo Shang. The two grew up as brothers, eventually become top-ranking Underworld Envoys, second only to their master. One day, Zhou recruited a new subordinate, Xuan Yu, and then fell in love with her. However, she never reciprocated his feelings. During a mission, Xuan Yu lost contact with the organization, promoting Zhou to search for her. He found her in the cave, but she's already dead. In the cave, he also sensed another person. Assuming this person was a murderer, he struck without hesitation, only to realize he had just slain his father, Mu Tianmiao. Before he could process his actions, Zuo Shang arrived with Xuan Yu. She's alive and no harmed. It was all a trap. Xuan Yu was Zuo Shang's wife from the beginning. She had infiltrated Zhou's ranks to manipulate him. Zuo Shang had led Zhou straight to Mu Tianmiao's hideout, framing him for murder. This was all to position Zuo Shang as the new leader of the organization. Hearing this, Zhou is deeply shaken. Zuo Shang could have killed him there, but perhaps out of lingering attachment or a desire for a fair fight, he instead challenged Zhou to a duel in 3 months. When the time came, the battle between them was evenly matched. Both suffered severe injuries, but Zuo Shang had the resources of organization to recover, whereas Zhou, now a fugitive, had no such resources. He sought out the infamous ghost hand of medical treatment, but the cure came at a cost. His remaining lifespan was reduced to just 64 days. After hearing Zhou's story, Lei Dan, out of their past camaraderie, chose not to fight him. Zhou then heads to the organization's outpost in the town. Along the way, he thwarts an assassination attempt by Shadow, another rival faction, and learns that the one controlling the girl's body is named Leng Tu, a new member of the organization whom even Zuo Shang does not fully trust. Zuo Shang had assigned Lei Dan to monitor Leng Tu, also gave him a small tube containing an unknown message. Zhou infiltrates the underground tunnels beneath the organization's base. After cutting through waves of enemies, he sees Lei Dan's conversation with Leng Tu about the secret plan. Once Leng Tu leaves, Zhou reveals himself. Though reluctant, Lei Dan fights Zhou to fulfill his duty. However, he is no match for Zhou. But Lei Dan is Zhou's friend, and till today, Zhou still thinks he must do something for the organization. So, he spares his life and gives him Zuo Shang's letter before departing. Zhou rests in a abandoned temple for the night. The next morning, chaos erupts. Lei Dan and his men are fighting Leng Tu's forces. Lei Dan is severely poisoned. It turns out that Leng Tu was indeed a spy from Shadow, aiming to weaken the organization. This conflict had nothing to do with Zhou, but he had a few friends, and Lei Dan was one of them. He could not step away. Despite his limited lifespan, Zhou remains one of the world's strongest fighters. Leng Tu is no match for him. In a desperate move, Leng Tu transformed his blood into razor-shaped threads, binding Zhou. Though immobilized, Zhou finds this futile. Leng Tu will soon die from the blood loss. However, Lei Dan suddenly rises and approaches Zhou. Was he going to deliver a final blow? No, he punches Leng Tu instead. It turns out that Lei Dan and Leng Tu had planned all along to lure Zhou into a trap. They planned to use fake poison to let Lei Dan give Zhou a final strike. But Leng Tu is a real spy from Shadow. He gives Lei Dan a real poison. He wants Lei Dan and Zhou die together. Lay Down find out the truth, and he chose friendship over duty, helping Soul instead. Leng Tu dies, his plan falling. Before passing out from poison, Lay Down tells Soul where to find Zuo Shang, the city of flame. There, both Zuo Shang and Xuan Yu await. With only 15 days left to live, will Soul get to see the one person he longs for? This question remains for RainBlood 2 to answer, as the first chapter of this tragic tale comes to a close. The quality of RainBlood Tongue of Death is actually quite low, but it does tell a unique story, and from its first installment, we can already see a picture of the dark world it portrays, which later became a foundation of the vast universe of Phantom Blade series. I will continue to share more about it with everyone in the future. If you enjoy this, feel free to follow for more related content in the future. If you have any thoughts or suggestions about the video, please leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.